Well, good afternoon. You notice I didn't say good morning because it's not morning, it's afternoon. Jim and I have had a very busy day so far. We went, first of all, he had an appointment for the dentist, and I wanted to thank all of you. Oh, I should tell you today is Monday, April 8th. Forgot to tell you that. And it's beautiful outside. I got my front door open. It's 70 degrees. I know I have a sweatshirt on, but I'll explain that in a minute. Uno momento. Anyway, we got up early this morning to go for Jim's dentist appointment, and once again I wanted to thank all of you guys because I can always count on you to help me out in more ways than you know. And you had all given me many suggestions about looking to see if our dentist would cover Jim getting some implants put in to hold his false teeth in place. So we did go to a consultation last week where they found out it can be done. So they referred us to the dentist that can do it. And we went there today. It was a long appointment, and they did some x-rays, and the dentist examined him, and then they went over all the financial things, and they checked out our insurance. And the good news is that Jim has plenty of bone. He hasn't had a lot of bone loss because he hasn't had his lowers that long. And so they don't have to build up his bones, and so that was good. And they're going to put 2 implants like on either side of his mouth here. And it takes about 4 months to heal, and then they goes back to his regular dentist who has some kind of things that clips the false teeth that he already has. And since we were already paid for the false teeth, the plate, we don't have to buy another plate. That plate will work fine, and it'll clip onto that. And with everything all said and done, we only have to pay $800. $800. I couldn't believe it. When we went to that other place, I remember they told you they wanted $50,000 for that was for a full set. But just to do the lowers, it was $25,000. I was going to say $2,500, but it was $25,000. And we were just so discouraged. And then you guys all offered up all these suggestions, and guess what? They worked. So now it's only $800, and that's nothing. I mean, well, it's not nothing, but compared to what we were thinking we had to spend. So Jim's all excited. He can do the tops next year. Well, that wipes out his insurance for the month, for the whole year. But like he said, he doesn't have to go for cleanings or anything like that because he doesn't have any teeth, and he's already bought his plates. So if he wanted to go back next year, we don't think he's going to do that next year because to do the upper plates, because he's had an upper plate for so long, his sinus cavity has kind of expanded, and his bone loss is a little more. It would be almost $6,000. And Jim said, no, I don't have any problems with the uppers. It was just the lowers. And the dentist even said, he said, most people only do the lowers. He also said that they only do 2, but after like next year, if he wanted to put 2 more in to make it a little more secure, they could put the 2 more in next year. But he said he doesn't have hardly anybody ever come back because the 2 usually works. So that was good news. And then from there, we went to I call it his back cracker, his chiropractor. I just couldn't do that because I was sitting in the waiting room. It's a very small office, and I heard his back crack. It was like, oh my gosh. And even the doctor says, oh my gosh, did you hear that? But he wasn't talking to me. He was talking to Jim. And Jim says, yeah, but oh my gosh, that feels so good. No. I just, as much as my neck is bothering me, and I probably could have had him massage it or something while I was there, no, I'll live with the little bit of pain that I have with that. And then after that, the lady next door, she's younger than me, I could be her mother. Anyway, she went on vacation, and I told you I was in charge of watching her house and bringing in her mail and turning her lights on and off. She gave me a gift card. So Jim and I went out to breakfast, and I chose something. The last time I went to breakfast, I chose scrambled eggs and toast, and I had a glass of water with it. And I was surprised how many points it was, and I know it's because they make it fluffier. I told you that somebody that I don't know if it was at my meeting or somebody had told me, or maybe I remember it from when I worked in my restaurant for the hot 2.5 hours that I did. But they put pancake batter in the eggs to make them fluffier. So that's why they're a little bit fatter and heavier in points. But anyway, I did choose. And I went on my app beforehand to look because I really wanted to get a farmer's omelet. But a farmer's omelet was 21 points. And I thought, no. So I picked a ham and cheese omelet, which is pretty close to what a farmer's omelet is. for 10 points. And then I did get some hash browns, and I didn't eat them all. I just ate a few of them, gave Jim the rest. I figured 2 points for that because I hardly had any of them. I probably, just enough to taste, maybe a tablespoon, maybe 2 tablespoons. You know, I didn't hardly eat any of them. I had my toast, I had rye toast, I ordered dry for 5 points. And then I did use a tablespoon of strawberry jelly that I spread on the toast. I don't mind dry piece of toast, I really don't. That doesn't bother me. And so my total breakfast came to 20 points. And I get 24 for the day. So, but we didn't eat breakfast till almost 1 o'clock, which is my normal time of eating, so that wasn't too bad. And I plan on having a 0-point dinner. I'm going to have a hard-boiled egg. I'm going to have some of my berries and a banana. And then I'm going to Birdie's house tonight because she's having a Tupperware party. And I'm going to bring my own spinach artichoke dip. I'm going to bring 2 tablespoons of that for 2 points. So, and then she's having a veggie tray so I can get the veggies from her. And I'm just going to stay within my points today. Because Esther Newman called me this morning. I talked to her. She's back in England now. She's back in London. She wanted to know how I liked her tea. It was really good. You really could taste the cookies in it. It was really, really good. But she had told me that when she goes out to eat, when she gets French fries, she just asks for 5 French fries. She says, you know, I'd like some French fries with just 5. Because she knows if there's only 5 on her plate, she's only going to eat 5 of them, obviously, because that's all there is. But if they gave her more, you know, like you mindlessly eat them and you don't really think about it. And she said that, which is what I followed this plan, Esther. She said, don't let a no turn into a no-no or an oh no, either one. Because, you know, I could have my little bit of hash browns. Was it just enough? It was enough. I mean, you know, if I'm going to be perfectly honest, I would have liked to eat the whole bunch of them. I really would have. But Jim just ordered eggs and toast and sausage. And so I just gave him the rest of the hash browns, and he was fine with that. But, and then when I got home, that's why I have my sweatshirt still on. When I left this morning, it was a little cool. That's why I wore the sweatshirt when we left. But now that the weather's, I call it warmer because it's not as cold. I turn my thermostat down at night to 55. Before, in the winter, I turn it down to 60. And we obviously didn't turn it back up when we left this morning. Why do I want to heat a house when there's nobody in here? So it still had the chill on it from last night. So I have the heat on now to try to take a little bit of the chill off. But I did open the front door because the sun is shining, and I think the sun will bring some heat in. I know maybe I'm defeating the purpose of having the heat on and the door open, but I don't really care. I just know that I can have my door open. That's all that really matters. And then Jim went to work, and so then when I got home, I started watching some videos. And Ennis for Nurse said that when she turns 50, she wants to jump out of an airplane. Oh my gosh, Amy, you are braver than me. There's no way. There's no way. I don't think I could ever jump out of an airplane. I really don't. Even if it was coming crashing to earth, I don't know. It's just, somebody had said maybe if a grizzly bear was chasing you, you could run fast. I don't know that I'd even run fast with that. I watched The Edge the other night with Anthony Hopkins. He's got the prettiest blue eyes. He really does. And Lisa and Norm, I was watching her this morning, and she was talking about her horrible experience she had at Trader Joe's. I can say as a manager, if I have an employee that really wasn't doing well, I want to know about that employee. I really do. And I've told this story before. I had an employee that worked for me and worked for another store in the mall at the same time. She always asked to work the 12 to 9 shift, and she worked over at another store at the 12 to 9 shift, and she disappeared from that store, and she disappeared from me. And then to come to find out that she was working both jobs at the same time, and I confronted her at her other job in front of her manager, and she got fired from 2 jobs in the same day. Because you know what? I don't need employees like that. I do feel that I was a good boss. I really do. I mean, not to toot my own horn, but I'll toot it, because I do think when I went to this one store, the morale was so low. Nobody wanted to work. They were always calling in sick. They were always coming in late. And I had a meeting with everyone, and I told all the full-time people, because the part-time, well, I had a separate meeting. I had a meeting for the full-time people and a meeting for the part-time people. And I had the full-time people pick out 2 days that they wanted to have, well, one day really, one day that there was going to be their day off, and one weekend that they wanted to work, and then 2 nights that they had, one night that they wanted to work, because you always had to work at least 2 nights, and you had to work, they were working all these different nights, and they were working like on the weekends and that, and full-time managers would work one weekend where they only work Saturdays, they work days. And then the following weekend, they would work Saturday nights and Sundays. And then the following weekend, they would have completely off. And I thought, why couldn't the full-time people get the same schedule? And so I gave them that schedule. And then I told them they had to pick a certain day, that was going to be their day off, and that to schedule any doctor's appointments or something like that. Because if you know what day you have off, it's easier to schedule an appointment. And then I had a meeting with the part-time people, and the hours that were left, I went in seniority of how long that they had been there, and they got to pick what days that they wanted to work, what hours they wanted to work. And my morale changed, and my employees showed up. I had the lowest call-in rate. I had the highest productivity. And it was just because, you know, people are going to treat you the way you treat them. And if I treated them with some respect and, you know, not as a slave worker, but as a worker that was invested in their job and really was looking forward to coming into work, and I think it paid off in the long run. So anyway, getting back to you, Lisa, let the managers know next time if somebody's a little snippy. You know, they want to know. They really do want to know. If they're a good manager, they want to know. And Diana Mullock, M-U-L-O-C-K, she sent me a very nice email from Nova Scotia, and you are in my prayers. She's got a little bit of health issues, so if you can remember her in your prayers, I know she'd appreciate it. And Mary Ellen Romer, R-O-E-M-E-R, after 30 years, is finally in Wonderland. She showed it to me, and oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm going to get there. I know I'm going to get there, but I am going to get there. I'm determined. And Mima McHealthy Living, or McLiving Healthy, maybe. Mima McLiving Healthy. Sue Slims Down tagged her in the weight loss tag, and she did do it, so I'm going to include her link down below so you can go over to her channel and watch her tag. She did, you know what, you should be a spokesperson for Weight Watchers. You know, I don't know why they haven't picked you to be an ambassador, because she really tells it like it is, and she was very speaking from the heart. And you don't need Oprah. You got her. You got Mima. You don't need Oprah when you got her. And Color Me Influence said she wasn't invited to do it, but she did the Get to Know Me tag that Barrett Pastor had put up. Thank you, Barrett. I really liked it. I really like doing it. And so I'm going to include her link because she did it too. And on Wednesday, I have a lot of birthdays. I don't have any birthdays today or tomorrow, but on Wednesday I have a lot of birthdays. And just a sneak preview, Garrett, there's one coming your way. But on the Bourbon Trail, I have your birthday as Wednesday too, but I don't know what your first name is, and I don't want to have to sing happy birthday to on the Bourbon Trail if you really have an actual real name that you'd like to share. I'm sure you have a real name. Everybody has a real name. So anyway, I'm going to stop babbling now. If I do end up eating something before I go, because I'm pretty full. I really am pretty full, and Birdie's is at 7. So I might just make my vegetables and make that my dinner. I don't know, but I will let you know. And when I close out my video tonight, I'll let you know how I did at Birdie's house. And yes, I've got my water. I've drank 2 of these already. I brought that with me. Jim says, you bring your water everywhere. I said, I have to. And I do know where my bathrooms are. It's a joke with Jim and I, because when we walk in a building, he'll say, I gotta go to the bathroom. Where's the bathroom? Even if I've never been there before, I've scoped out the place and I know where the bathroom is. Then I always can tell him. So he always, that's a joke in our family, because like if we go anywhere, he'll say, well, if you need to use the restroom, don't worry, Sandra will know where it's at. And I usually do. Okay, I'll see you guys in a little while. Well, I'm back from Birdie's. I bought a ladle. I didn't think what it was, because my ladle that I had broke. And I only have a metal ladle, and I like a Tupperware ladle, so I bought the ladle for that. And then I won a prize. I won a cheese cutter. Cheese, if you knew me, how much I love cheese. And for dinner, I had a bowl of, because Sophia had brought it over when she spent the night, and she left it there. I had a bowl of the Skinny popcorn. And I saw that the serving size, I think, was 3.5 cups. Which is a lot. but that was my dinner. But when I scanned it afterwards, because I thought Skinny Pop, I hear everybody talking about Skinny Pop. This has got to be really, it was 5 points. I didn't realize it was so many points. And then when I went to Birdie's house, I forgot to bring my own dip. And I didn't like, she had carrots. What else did she have? She had carrot strips and pepper strips and a couple pieces of cauliflower and some like wilted looking broccoli. So where did I go? I went to the cheese plate and I had cheese. I probably had a couple ounces of cheese, if I'm going to be honest. And I did have one chocolate cookie. I don't know why I had the cookie. I just kind of a habit that I just grabbed the cookie because it was a homemade cookie. I can't turn down homemade cookies. But so I would say that today was like somewhat of a fail, but not a complete fail, because I did track and I did keep track of my points and I did have weeklies. So I'm going to go with that. And then tomorrow I'm going to try to eat some smaller meals. I've planned that I'm going to try, I still have that yogurt in there, the strawberry yogurt. So I'm thinking that for breakfast I'm going to have the yogurt with a hard-boiled egg. And then I'm going to wait an hour. And then I'm going to have the Quest bar for 4 points. And then I'm going to wait a couple hours. And then I'm going to have that little cottage cheese that I showed you. That I got, that Carb Master cottage cheese. And then for dinner I'm going to have the turkey sausage stir fry. And I'm going to use I have some yellow squash and some zucchini and some mushrooms and some green and red peppers and a red onion. And then depending on how many points I use, I might have a little bit of brown rice with it. But I'm going to stay right on track tomorrow. I'm going to go for a walk in the morning. Denise is getting the refrigerator delivered in the morning. And so it depends on if they come early enough, but if not, she's not going to walk with me. She's just going to walk later in the day with Gary. So I'll probably be walking by myself, but I am going to walk tomorrow. And then to stay on track, just to get back to it. So other than that, I don't really have any other big major plans for the day. Right now, I'm going to just close out this video, and I think I might have a couple videos. I think I pretty much caught up on my videos today. Don't forget to look for the ones for Color Me Influence and Me Mom McLiving Healthy. I remembered. I'll put theirs down there. And on the Bourbon Trail, let me know what your name is. And Garrett, there's a special song coming your way. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow. So give this video a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and share. And I will see you tomorrow. And tomorrow will be a much better day because I don't plan on using any of my weeklies for the rest of the week.